How does Maven assemble the effective POM in Maven? Here we are considering how does Maven assemble the effective POM. The an effective POM is an assembly of execution steps, properties and profiles, the content that Maven can execute for a project, and an exhaustive set of dependencies and plugins needed for such an execution, determination of any transitive dependencies of independencies, full depth imaginable, any conflict resolution in terms of dependency version. How does Maven assemble the effective POM? Maven assemble its effective POM by traversing the layers that act as building blocks. Each layer used as the ability to override or enrich the content of what become the effective POM. Maven internal defaults and super POMs are built built into the Maven installation, so ideally not subject to customization. The layers below the global settings and user settings are, as their name suggests, inclined towards the hosting and overriding any settings for Maven. The parent bill of material and project POMs are where Maven instructions can be customized. Default values above the layers are utilized if no customization is made. Now we are going to explain the layers. They're going through the layers here. Maven internal defaults. This layer is within the Maven's own code unless the intent is to modify the Maven source code. It is safe to assume that the default are not modifiable. The location is internal to the Maven installation. Maven SuperPOM. This SuperPOM exists in the Maven own code. Once again, unless the intent is to modify Maven's own source code, it is same to assume that the SuperPOM is not modifiable. Location is internal to the Maven installation. Maven global settings. The one Maven is installed or unarchived on a computing device. It creates a directory structure. One of these base directories listed base directories is conf. This directory contains settings.xml, referred to as global settings file. Since this file exists on the local computing device, it is editable. Typically, any settings that apply to all projects being managed on the computing device are managed in this global settings.xml. Examples may include proxy settings, corporate server URLs, mirrors, etc. It should not often be modified in any case. Location is in Unix and Mac OS. Maven installation /conf/settings.xml. In Windows, Maven installation /conf and /settings.xml. Maven user settings, similar to global settings but at a different location. It is possible to create a user settings file. This file is also named settings.xml, but it is its location is under user home in an .m2 directory. The purpose of the user settings.xml is to set up any settings that apply to projects managed by a specific user. There could be multiple users on a given computing device. Examples include the usernames and passwords to connect to repository ordering, etc. Locations, Unix or Mac OS, user.home /m2./settings.xml. In Windows, user.home for /m2/settings.xml. Parent or build of materials POMs. Maven has an inheritance and version trait model. Maven can inherit content from a parent and version traits from a build of materials POM. Typically, parent POMs contain reusable dependencies, plugins, and properties used by a project POM. The build of material POM is a specialized POM that allows a group of to group together dependency versions dependency versions of dependency that are known to be valid and tested to work together. Using POM reduces the developer grief from having to test compatibility of different dependencies. Modification of either is possible if there is a need and entitlement to change. Since changes to either can impact several other projects, appropriate version increment and reviews are recommended for changes. The locations is various locations either on device or elsewhere in some repository. Project POM, this is the project object model for the project. Project specifies specific Maven instructions are detailed in this location. Typical content include a unique set of coordinates used to identify the project name and description of the project, a set of developers associated with the project, any source control management details specific to the project, all project specific dependencies and plugins, any profiles that allow for alternative executions of Maven on this project, and so on. All this will be covered in the file containing this POM is by convention named pom.xml, but other names can be used. If an alternative name is used, then the Maven executable will need to be pointed to the file name of for the execution. The location unique, so Mac $project /pom.xml. In Windows $project /pom.xml. Here you can see effective POM here, and here you can see Maven internal default. Each lower section overrides the prior values. Maven super POM, base POM, all other POMs inherited this POM. Maven global settings located in the conf directory under the Maven installation directory. Maven user settings located in the .m2 directory under the user home directory. Parent or bill of materials POMs, inheritance and trait structure for project POMs to inherit from. Maven project POM, content of the project POM, and here you can see effective POM. Now this is the end of my presentation. Thank you very much for watching it.